goes so fucking hard. Whoa, that was sick. Oh, great choice. You know damn well that's a great choice.
Sports games have gotten pretty complicated these days, and also pretty rare. When a game gives you too much to do, or fails to manifest the fun factor in its mechanics, it becomes a chore simulator. But sometimes a game comes along that errs on the side of caution, or maybe budget, to create a near-perfect, albeit simple, gameplay experience. GameBreaker 2001 is college football in a nutshell. The option, the bowl games, the music, the recruiting, the coaching carousel, the dynasty, and of course, the national championship. The on-field gameplay isn't perfect, but it's good enough to give you all the college action. The best part about GameBreaker 2001 is the career mode. Hands down, it is the best college career mode relative to its features ever made. The best way to play said career mode is by starting at a group of 5 program and simming the regular season, plus any bowl games, and only loading up the virtual gridiron for the national championship game, if lucky enough to get there. This way of playing will complete all 20 seasons of career mode in about 2 to 3 hours. The recruiting is simple and will be attractive to people that don't want to bother calling every single recruit and finding out their sweet spots. In GameBreaker, a recruiting class is generated from picking a focus of speed, strength, or balance. If the recruits don't suit the needs, simply regenerate until the right class with the right players is found. On top of that, a few star recruits can be picked out that each have a location, class, preference list, and overall rating. While it's unclear exactly how it works, these attributes have to be weighed against those of the program. A minute, a couple at most, and recruiting is done. Now it's time for the real strategy when playing this way: scheduling. If the strength of your program is low, you need to reflect that in the schedule and not load up on tough opponents. That will kick you down to a 1-11 record. On the other hand, if you think your program is ready for a challenge, start sprinkling in some challenges that will give some strength to your schedule and will start to get the attention of some good bowl games and get your team into the top 25. This is the real beauty of GameBreaker 2001. You can go 10-2 and not get into a bowl game, while at the same time an 8-5 team can get into a bowl game. While the realism of this isn't the best, the game rewards teams that challenge themselves and overlooks ones that are looking to sneak into the rankings with a cupcake schedule. GameBreaker 2001 is very good at getting your hopes up with an amazing roster, only to be disappointed later on. Then, when you least expect it, you might have a miracle season and go farther than your expectations, sometimes all the way. The uncertainty is one of the greatest things about GameBreaker 2001. At the end of the season, you can be promoted or demoted within the program, fired or hired elsewhere. It's possible to actually get fired, especially by a program that has very high expectations. Sometimes 8-5 isn't going to cut it for some programs that think they are worth much more. Sometimes taking a job at a bigger program midway through the career mode might just be the boost you needed to get the crystal ball. If you're a stat nerd, you have access to a plethora of stats in an array of categories across teams, divisions, conferences, and individual players. Player awards are given and All-American teams are formed. The gameplay cycle is quick. Recruiting, schedule, regular season, postseason, coaching job, and repeat. Simulating the games is as quick as pressing a button and actually takes your roster into account. The overall experience is fast and responsive, and most of all, addicting. Other college football games that make you go through the particulars and details certainly have their place, but there is something beautiful and efficient about the last college football game on the PlayStation. It's the college football game that brings you everything great about college football without taking much of your time, but you can give it as much as you can spare. It's one of the best and simplest college football video games ever.
Sound fundamentals, old-fashioned stuff. As soon as that ball carrier crosses the line of scrimmage, the defense just swarms it. Seventh play.